PIX 11 puts you first. Presented by Jacoby and Myers, New York's injury lawyers. We live here too.
As the temperatures begin to dip and the potential for snowfall increases, that winter wonderland can bring its own set of hazards.
And that is why we have partnered with Jacoby and Myers to answer your winter weather safety concerns.
That's right. Joining us now is Andrew Finkelstein, the manager partner from Jacoby and Myers, New York. Always a pleasure to see you.
Love seeing you, especially during the holidays.
Especially during the holidays. So we've got some questions from our viewers.
Yes, we do. Okay, Andrew, our first viewer question comes to us from Philip of New York City, and he wants to know if the city is liable if someone trips on ice and injures themselves on the public sidewalk or street.
That's a great question.
That is a good question, Philip, and the answer may not be what's obvious. What's obvious is the owner of property is responsible to maintain the property. So that's New York City owns the sidewalks, but they have a special rule that puts the burden on the adjacent property owner. So the adjacent property owner, as long as it's not a 1, 2, or 3 family home, has to keep it clean and clear.
Clean and clear.
But that duty and obligation to keep that sidewalk clear doesn't happen until the storm's over.
Right.
Right? So after that storm's over, the property owner, the commercial property owner, has to get out there and clean it up and keep it safe for everybody.
Okay.
Very interesting.
You just answered a lot of questions in my head. Okay. Second question is from Sammy in Long Island. What are the most common mistakes people make while driving in poor conditions that cause them to be sued?
Well, ultimately, it's the same thing. It's either distracted driving or they're not driving appropriately with the weather conditions. They're following a little too closely. They're following that plow operator. And when it's bad weather, you need to slow down and especially don't drive distracted.
Right.
That's always, we have found over the last years, the core cause of many crashes.
Is distracted driving.
I mean, look at
distracted
this.
driving and speed.
Yeah.
Look at that. With those whiteout conditions we just showed, the visibility goes way down. You can barely see in front of you.
Or even like black ice.
Yeah,
you
which
should
you
be
can never see.
driving.
Well, leave early,
Yeah.
give a little extra time and extra room.
Listen, come in tomorrow at 3. You can do the traffic for me. That's exactly what I have to say. Okay, our next question comes to us from Teresa, who is in Queens, and she wants to know if your car skids on ice and it causes you to cause an accident, are you liable
That's what
for
we were
said
just
accident?
talking about.
Oh, Marisol, you said you're afraid of black ice?
Yeah.
Well, here's the reality. What really is being asked is, if I'm presented with an emergency, am I responsible? Well, if an emergency is unforeseen, unpredictable, you didn't know it was going to happen, then the choice, you can be relieved of not necessarily making the right choice. But is black ice unexpected, unpredictable?
Right.
That the answer to that is no.
No.
If you're driving in bad conditions and you know there's snow and ice, and then you suddenly skid and you think it's an emergency, it really isn't.
really
because you're not entitled to claim emergency if you created the emergency. So when you're driving too fast or distracted and suddenly you lose control of the car, you've really created the emergency. And you don't get the benefit of saying, oh, no, I wasn't ready for it.
Andrew, come for the legal advice, stay for the parenting tips. I have a new phrase for my children. You can't claim emergency if you cause the emergency, boys.
You are the emergency, Liam and Gavin.
That's right.
I love this.
That's right.
I know that you, Jacoby and Myers, is partnered with New York Cares Coat Drive. Talk to us about that.
Well, New York Cares is a great organization that helps our neighbors in New York City, and we've partnered with them. They've been doing this coat drive for 35 years.
Wow.
Really help a lot of people, and it's a very helpful program where for $25, a donation can give 10 coats to 10 people.
10 coats for $25?
Oh my
Absolutely.
gosh. Now, if somebody wants to make a donation, where can people drop off?
Well, we have a drop-off at our office at 39 Broadway, or just go on to newyorkcares.com, and they have many locations where you can do drop-offs. Or come onto our website, our Facebook, and we'll help you do it.
And look, we even have a QR code. Look at that, right there.
Unbelievable.
Take a look, everybody.
Andrew, it's always a pleasure to see you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. and
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, Happy New Year.
Thank you so
Safe
much.
and happy to you and
For
yours
sure.
as well.
That's right.